Hello and welcome to the third lecture of our course Sociology and Economics. As we were discussing the rural-urban divide, so we took a few concepts in the last class that was regarding how to understand certain things and what were the basics like the organization, the association, and so-called the basic concepts of sociology, right? So we have got a basic understanding of that. We also, at the end of the lecture, also discussed a few things regarding what is the rural understanding and the urban understanding and how these concepts are differentiated. So today, in this part of the lecture, this is the first part of the lecture, we will discuss about a few things like what's village, what is a town, how it is different from a city, and what are metropolitan cities, right? And we will also understand that how this and its impact and how an architect should perceive these things, because everybody and anybody can have a definition of this, but we will try to see it from an architectural point of view, that how or what are the things which you as an architect or you as a student of architecture should see or should understand these things, right? So let us start with a village, the first understanding village. Now, if you take India and if you compare it with any other Western country, very developed Western country, uh, it is not the case that there are no villages in Western country, right? Because there are villages in every country in this world, I'm pretty sure, and there is mostly they are dependent on the agricultural produce. So that is how, because mostly we will have an understanding of village from an agricultural point of view. That means those places which are designated for agricultural produce or those which are out of industrialization and so on. So if you see that agriculture, so one thing is agriculture and the other thing is industries. These basically differentiate the places. There is a concept called urban sociology as well, which discusses more like the impact of urbanization, the impact of industrialization. Because suppose if we go 200 years back, you will not find a lot of industries, right? Or at least the polluting industries were not there. So even if there were lots of crafts and other works associated, but still the so-called the modern understanding of industries were not there. So mostly places were the places which we can say as a village, right? Because mostly people were dependent on agriculture. So there was no concept of urbanization, there was no concept of people moving from one place to another place, that is migration, because we do not have much of employment opportunities, and because of that what we have to do, we have to move to places where there is more employment opportunities. So that was the understanding, but now it has changed, and people do they have started moving for last 150 years in fact. And they are going from one place to another place for better employment opportunities. So we understand that a village is a place which is having less density of population and is more dependent on agriculture. Now, why it is going to be important for architecture and all? Let me first define these concepts: the village, the town, the city, and metropolitan city, and the basic understanding of it. And after that, we will understand that how and where you, as a student, need to ponder upon, right? Okay, before I go on with this explanation, let me clarify a few more things. In this lecture, oh sorry, in this course, what we will do is we will try to have presentations from you on the subject matter of these concepts, right? Because look, right now we are not in a position to have a conventional examination, right? Like, okay, what is this, what is this, you tell us this is this, this is that, and so on, the examination is over. No, what we at the end of the course will like to have is presentations from you, from all the insights which you have gathered from this course, and we will have presentations and we will learn from each other that how you see things, how you want to apply your concepts. And obviously there can be some project reports and there can also be some drawings and sheets and so on, whatever the department will say, recommend, we will accept that. But from my side, this is my request, and this is not only my request, it is also something which we will be following, that we will have some presentations at the end, semester presentations, which will have a very good impact on your understanding of this subject as well. But okay, fine, let us first try to understand. So village is usually a place which is having less density of population, houses which are apart, say geographically sometimes distant and so on. Now, what is the difference between our villages and developed countries' villages? This is an understanding, or this is something not many of you may have traveled across to different places on this world and may not have an idea. Like when I go to Europe and I visit their villages, what is the difference between our village and say an Indian village and say a village of a European country? There will be lesser shops for sure. There will not be a multiplex for sure. There may not be industries. There can be industries, because if you understand, these industries are not placed inside a city. They are actually in the outskirts of the city. Like suppose if I take this as a city, fine, and this is as the downtown area. So I will say this as the city. This is the downtown area. You understand, the downtown area, like something between the village and the city, and this is the place where the villages are located. Fine, so these are the places where the villages are located. So you will find usually industries here. These are industries. This place, this place. Usually you will find that industries are not in the heart of the city, right? So this understanding has to be clear. And why it should not be here and why it should be here and so on is something which is commonsensical. So it may happen that a village may have an industry as well. But what is the difference between our villages and their villages? And this is something which you not only should understand, but you should also work for it. Our villages are marked by certain things which we do not like. Like it will have no schools. Now, there is nothing like that. A village cannot host a school. A village cannot host a good health institution. But we do not plan. Now, the need is that you should, because these cities are developed cities, right? We will come to the city understanding as well. But the difference between our village and their villages, that their villages will have educational institutions. Their villages schools will be as good as a school in the city, or they are on equal platform. They also have good medical facilities. Okay, the best of the medical facilities will be here, definitely. But good medical facilities you will find here, not like us. And this is something which we should work on, right? And even the best medical facility can be here as well. It's not like that we cannot have it. So irrespective of the fact that a village is an agrarian society, and the places are marked more by agricultural produce and so on, but they have industries and they are very well developed. Like let me tell you, the roads are good. There is nothing like that in Madhya Pradesh. If you go and travel, so as soon as you travel to the outskirts of a city, you will find that the roads are very, very bad. Like if I remember, there was a stand-up comedian who said that in Madhya Pradesh, if I say it in Hindi, allow me to say it in Hindi. नॉर्मली ऐसा कहते हैं हम कि रास्ते में बहुत सारे गड्ढे हैं, राइट? सो रास्ते में जब बहुत सारे गड्ढे हैं, बहुत सारा टूटा फूटा है, तो इट इज़ एन अंडरस्टैंडिंग कि हम जो है शहरों से विलेजेस की तरफ जा रहे हैं, ना, गांव की तरफ जा रहे हैं, तो खूब रास्तों में गड्ढे हैं. मध्य प्रदेश में ऑपोजिट है. मध्य प्रदेश में ऑपोजिट क्यों है? बिकॉज इट्स डिफरेंट. एंड डिफरेंट क्या है? वहाँ पे गड्ढों के बीच में रास्ता होता है ना. So this is the understanding, and does not matter whether you feel like that it's a joke or it's not a joke, but that was the truth. 10 years back even, if you just travel outskirts in the cities, you will find that it is very difficult to travel. But that's not the case. So certain things, it's not only architecture, it's not only town planning and so on, it is also the responsibility of an educated individual to start thinking about those places as well. So this is the understanding. Now I remove the villages from here, as well as the agriculture from here. Fine. Okay, I also remove industries. Let us try to understand what is a town. Now it is having a very different understanding. Sometimes town is considered to be the most developed place of a city. Sometimes it is considered as less developed place of a city. Like people will say that there are 5 town areas and in between there is a city, right? So you will not find a unanimous definition for town, because towns sometimes are not like we understand. Sometimes we call something a town area which is developed. Sometimes we call town area is something which is lesser developed than city and more developed than a village. Does not matter. But town will always have one thing, and that is it will have lesser population than a city. So one thing to understand is that if village, if you say village, the density of population, if you see from the density of population, so it is the least. Fine, it is less here. So this is the understanding which you should understand, irrespective of the fact that whether you call some area of the town which is the most developed area or the less developed area, lesser developed than city but more than village, still at least one thing will be common, that will be here the density of population will be least, here it will be lesser, and where it is more, it is in the city. So here you will find that the density of population is maximum over here, right? So I also told you, like you will find in most of the metropolitan cities in our country, a I will say the square kilometer, the density of population per square kilometer is more than 10,000, I guess so, right now, because all the 4 old metropolitan cities, that is Mumbai, Chennai, Kolkata and Delhi, all have more than 10,000 density population. Population density is more than 10,000 per square kilometer. So that makes it immensely dense populated places. So, but in anywhere, if you go to any country in this world, so you will understand. So city is a place where there is definitely more density of population. Now, what is the definition of city, how big it has to be, and blah 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 is not my concern. It's something which is available, but you should understand that when we talk about village, the density of population is less. In town, it is the least. Here it is less compared to this city. There will be maximum. So that understanding has to be clear in your mind. And why I am giving you this explanation is something which will be evident from our discussion on metropolitan area. You ask anybody, what is the definition of a metropolitan area or metropolitan city? They have very different ways of explaining it. And I really do not know why people take so much of pride in calling some place a metropolitan area. Like places which were not metropolitan area at some point of the time will like to talk about that they are metropolitans. I asked somebody from our student community only, what is a metropolitan area? So he said that wherever there are metro trains, it's a metropolitan area. So if you ask somebody from West Bengal 10 to 15 years back, what is a metro rail? So they will say that any underground rail is understood as a metro rail. All these definitions are very questionable, right? If you ask people from 40-50 years back, ask, because they only understood Delhi and Calcutta and Chennai and Mumbai to be metropolitan areas or metropolitan cities, so they will say, oh, metropolitan area should have a high court, they should have this, that, blah blah blah, so many definitions and so many things. Truly and very simply speaking, metropolitan area means, and in our country nowadays, I guess so, there is more than 46 metropolitan areas, right? So those who used to claim that they are metropolitan areas have now become metropolitan areas, and they used to call themselves metropolitan areas because they felt like that they are bigger or something like that. But what is that big? It is nothing but any city which is having more than 1 million population. Fine. So, as per the census definition of our country 2011, you will find that there are 46 or more metropolitan cities, right? And metropolitan city is nothing, means even if you do not have a high court, even if you do not have metro rail in your say city, or even if you do not have a lot of other things, if your population goes higher, so it is a metropolitan area. 1 million, 10 lakhs. We used to talk in terms of lakhs and crores, but these days we are using the American convention of million and billion. So 1 million population or 10 lakh. So any city which is having more than 1 lakh, 10 lakh population or 1 million population is considered as a metropolitan city, because the requirements and so many other things are different. But anyways, so you understand that village or city, town or metropolitan city and so on are nothing but usually understood from a terminology of, because across world and across countries in this world, if you see, it's not about underdevelopment. Usually we say rural area, underdeveloped area. Not the apt way of understanding it, because there are rural areas in many parts of the world which are as developed as any other area, and there is nothing like underdeveloped, or there is nothing like no good roads, or there is nothing like no good health policies or education. Everything you can get in village area. It's not there is no pride in staying in a city, and there is a lot of, say, hue and cry to stay in a village. As I told you in our initial lectures, that people are starting to move towards villages, move towards better environments, right? Because they feel like that once they are stuck in a city, it's more polluted, it's more noisy, it's having more problems, and now load sheddings to, you know, all these electricity problems to so many other things, right? So nothing from that point of view has to be kept in mind, rather than it is purely a an issue of population, right? So this understanding has to be clarified in your mind, and then you have to understand that what are the things which, like, we have a lot of challenges in our country. We face a lot of challenges. In the second part of this lecture, we will also talk about that there are certain studies which shows that in last 22 years the urban village divide has reduced, right? And there is no falsity in this statement that the urban rural divide has reduced. But has it reduced to a considerable level where we will not be alarmed by the rural urban divide or not, is a question, and is something which we should understand. Anyways, so I remove the metropolitan thing from here as well, and let me try to come to the architectural point of view. Now, as I said, that India versus world, if we compare India versus world, so there are a few issues. Like, we in our country face the rural urban issues or rural urban divide more than, say, countries in the West, because countries in the West do not have the rural urban divide as such. Okay, they are divided only in terms of population. In our countries, we have lot of other issues as well, and those needs to be addressed, and that is our challenge, right? But from an architectural point of view, what are the things which you should keep in mind? And this is what I thought of discussing with you. So from an architectural point of view, whenever you are designing something, right? So in case, suppose if I take rural here and urban here, I'm not discussing the basics, okay, and those things which you can always find it in book. I'm more concerned with giving you an idea that what are the things as an architect a person should understand when he has to take the rural urban divide in our country and think of planning something. Like what is it which you will find here more and here less, or here more and here less, and therefore your landscaping, your designing, your building, your construction, your planning should have different elements. Like right now, if you see, there has to be some planning regarding connectivity. Connectivity means like whenever you are designing anything in the rural area, so one of your concern is connectivity, because here you will find poor connectivity. Fine. So this is one thing which you should always think. Look, here connectivity will be an issue, here it will not be an issue. In urban settlements, you will find that every place is very well connected by roads, by so many other ways through which you can reach that place. Here, you will find connectivity issues. That means, like, suppose if you are designing a project somewhere, and I wish you people move from cities, you people move from the urban areas to rural areas so that you can do better to this world, to this country. Mm, the first prime concern should be that whether you can connect it to, like, suppose you are coming out with something but then there is no connectivity. So the first thing which is important is that first you provide connectivity to that place. That means you bring it to the map, you bring it to the accessible part of the map of our country, so that that position or that place is reached. So this is one thing. Okay, so connectivity is going to be the first thing which you should remember for the rural urban understanding. What is the second thing? What is the second thing which you should think about? From an urban point of view, I'm talking about now. Here you will find space as an issue. Here you will always find space as an issue, because in order to, like, suppose if you are planning to have a world, a renowned university, do you think that you can develop it in an urban settlement? You cannot. Urban places in our countries are so populated, so dense, and so much of structures are there that nowadays, if you see that if you are planning to have a new IIT or a new IIM or new any educational institution, people are not able to develop it in a metropolitan area. Even in good cities, they are not able to develop. They, even if they are taking a place, city, they are trying to get to the outskirts. You cannot have a you cannot have a university, you cannot have an educational institution these days due to lack of space in urban places. So space is always going to be an issue for urban settlements or urban places. So here it is not an issue. In rural India, in rural places, anywhere in the world, you will find lots and lots of spaces, vacant places, empty places, in fact underdeveloped places. You, if you take a whole place, the place can be free of cost even, but you need to develop it, right? So this is going to be the second thing. Another important thing which you need to understand, that in urban designing or in urban landscaping, you will not find space, you will find very less space. So a project, what kind of project you should take for an urban settlement, for an urban understanding, is something which should be clear in your mind, because this is how you need to think. So in rural places, connectivity is going to be an issue. Urban, you will not find this to be an issue. In urban, space is going to be an issue which you will not find in rural places. What is the third thing? I will only take three things right now. We will discuss about the rest of the things in the next part of the lecture. So what is the third thing which is important for all of us to understand, that what is going to be the difference in while we are planning to construct something in rural part of the country as well as in the urban part of the country. Okay, now one thing which usually has now become a big concern in our country as well, that uh, we try to trespass, or we try to reduce an agricultural land into an industrial land, right? Now this has become a very very big issue these days, and this is something which has to be taken care of. Now I will put this in between environment, and this is the concern here, this is also the concern here, or it may not be a concern here, or it may not be a concern here. Why I'm saying this? Nowadays what is happening is that since we have to come out with a lot of developmental projects, right? We have to put a power plant here, an education institution there, a hospital there, a industry there, and so on. And since we do not have space here, so where we move to this part. Fine. Now as I told you, like if this is the city and this is the downtown area, and this is the outer space where we will have villages. So these are the villages. Now how we define this village? This definition of village is basically because of the predominance of agricultural land. So you have agricultural land here, 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 and you want to construct something. So try to understand that you cannot reduce, or you should not reduce, agricultural land. In fact, if you are taking some agricultural land, you should develop some other. Then this is where the responsibility comes. Suppose I need to create an hospital here. Okay, so an hospital here is a very important thing. Fine, I understand. So that these people and also these people and also these people can have access to good medical facilities. But this is an agricultural land. This part is an agricultural land. So what should be our endeavor? Our endeavor should be either that in the downtown area, which may not have agricultural land, you create this area, or you create this area here, or you create this area here. Now this is environment, does not only mean that wildlife conservation, or it does not mean only cleaning of the, say, the smoke free, or the say other kind of free areas, because this is something which we understand, that environmental concerns, huh? So not that. Environment also means that we should preserve the agricultural land. This is very very important. If we are not having agricultural produce, we will be starving to death, right? So irrespective of the fact that you first think first, this environmental concern can come even above. And why I'm saying that this environment is important, because you need to think from this understanding, or you need to think from these terms, that you have to uh, go and think that if you are taking an agricultural land, you have to create an agricultural land somewhere. Like I give you an example. I travel across Europe. Okay, so now this is the highway and there is jungles. So I'm traveling in 2008, I find 3 jungles. When I'm traveling in 2010, I found that this jungle has been taken off. All the woods have been cut. Fine. I felt very bad. 2008, in 2010, that there is one piece of one part from where, like, I move from travel city A to city B, and there are 3 jungles on the road. One of the forest or one of the jungles have been taken off completely. It has been cleared because of because in, if you are clear, in Europe you will find a lot of people very much interested in wood and woodworks, right? So they need wood for furnitures, for a lot of things, so they have used it. So they took it off. I felt very bad. I did not say anything. Then in 2012 they removed this as well. I felt bad again. I noticed that there is, the second jungle is also gone. By 2014 this is also gone. But to my surprise, I found this jungle came up. So in 4.5 years, they have afforested this, right? So if there is a deforestation and they are continuously doing it, so environmental concerns, even if we everybody is facing environmental concerns, but this is proper thinking of agricultural concerns. And by now these jungles have come back again. So it's 2020. I traveled in 2019-20 last time, and I found that all these jungles have come back again. Why? Because they are also, they are doing a lot of deforestation, but then they also afforest as well. They cut the trees, but then they pull the saplings as well. So this is an important thing. And similarly, we also have to think from an architectural point of view. Like suppose if we are taking a project here and it is an agricultural land, and it has become an imperative that we need to take this land for better medical facilities for these villages as well as this village and so on. So we need to create spaces here. We need to develop some places where we can take, because we cannot reduce the agricultural land. This is something which has to be very clear in your mind. You have to work for this. Anyways, so we will summarize. For the rural urban divide, the first thing which is important, connectivity is always going to be an issue for rural understanding, and therefore whenever you are taking a project, you need to first ensure this, that that place is brought to the map. Space is always going to be an issue for urban settlement or urban understanding. So you need to understand that either you have to design something which will have, which can be designed in a very less space, or you need to move out. Now whenever you are moving out, you need to be concerned with the environmental issues, and it will be an issue for everything. Environmental issues can be discussed in a very large domain. This is just to give you one mark that this is something which you have to think as an architect.